Day two. This is yours, right?
What's up? And welcome to the Sole Reason Podcast, episode 4. My name is Josh Dela Cruz. Welcome, man. It's been quite a couple months. Not almost a year. We've done a little clips here and there, but it's been a long time since we've done a full episode, and I'm really stoked about it. I'm really stoked to finally get in here. And when I say in here, it's like a lot of things are happening. But thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the episode. Here's what we're about. Maybe you stumbled upon this and you're going, I thought this was a sneaker podcast. Here's what the Sole Reason is all about. We're all about the golden era of the 90s. I'm talking about Saturday morning cartoons, the battle between, so you had, if you're a wrestling fan, you had WCW and WWF. And then you go to cartoon level, you go Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network. And there wasn't any other rivals. This is the kind of things we're diving into, right? Wrestling. I've already mentioned some wrestling. Yes, we're going to get into a lot of sneakers. There is a lot of shoes coming out, and there's some really good ones. There's also an overwhelmingly abundance of horrible sneakers. And the shoe companies are trying to trick us and make us thinking, hey, they're just a lot of great designs, but they're just, it almost feels, I know we're jumping the gun, but it almost feels like the sneaker culture right now was the toxic era of Roshi and NMD. Do you remember this time? It was when you went in the mall, and there was 9 versions of the Roshi run. Right, and none of them were good colors because you'd buy them up very quick, and then you had it rivaled with, gosh, it was almost like it rivaled with the NMDs, and good Lord, did they just obliterate the NMD? Like to the point where you had the, what is it, the RM R1 or something like that, something. It was like the OG, like the black and the blue and the red and like that. That was the height. And then you had, I don't even know what you had the Marble collection, right, which is a good collection. And then you had the Callisto. Callisto was like if you got that Roshi run, you were the jam, right? And then they came out with a couple leopard ones. I think that was when I worked at Urban Outfitters back in the day, allegedly. They dropped the leopard print one, and then like the Volt and blue one. Anywho. We're going to talk about sneakers. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about 90s cartoons. We're going to talk about good stuff. So why the recent change is we got a new house. Me and my family got a new house, and I'll be honest with you. The garage setup, I think it looks great. You can kind of see what the garage setup looks like if you go to the Yeezy Sock Scuba Steve slippers, right? Check out that episode. It's right over here. But the background looks great. Can I tell you the problem? Can I tell you the real problem? There's a thermostat in the garage. And the garage doesn't have an AC vent. And I tried. I really did. Set up all the lights. Looked cute. Got it all done. It was 91 degrees in there. Before I even hit record, your boy's already a little shiny. You know, you got the bald head. You got the buzz cut, right? I was dripping sweat, and maybe I just suck it up and tough it out. Maybe you let me know. You're just like, hey, we want it in the studio. The lighting's better. It's just going to look a lot nicer behind you. Just do it. And maybe that's the move. I don't know. Just do it while you're sweating, right? We should do that and then, mark it as the first quarter, you're looking fresh. Second quarter, and by the fourth quarter of the episode, I'm just sweating. And I put the Horace Grant goggles. Oh man, Horace Grant. I can't even jump into that, but maybe I get Horace Grant goggles for the next episode and we just do it basketball style We'll get a basketball jersey on, the Horace Grant goggles, and we'll just do a full episode in the garage and just suck it up. Maybe that's the move. But yeah, the garage is too hot. It's just too hot. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's too hot. It is summertime in South Carolina is very interesting because you'll get a breeze, but it's just hot air. It's if someone has a blow dryer and says, well, it's windy outside, you got a beach breeze, and then it's just like a hot blow dryer. Like it's ridiculous. So I don't know. A lot's been going on. We got the new house. I kind of try to make it as much of the vibes as I could. I just got the essentials in here. I did pick up the Michael Jordan, kind of the baseball Space Jam League, an old school Beckett, like an actual Beckett from, it says September 1996. Your boy was still playing, still winning championships. Got some baby shoes out here because I had a baby. Shout out to the baby. And I'm just getting kicks. I'm getting my favorite shoes, the Griffies, the Fours, and just some other stuff. And of course, the best shoe of all time. It's not up for debate. It's the best basketball shoe of all time. Anywho, well, what's been going on? There's been a couple things been going on. I've been watching some old school movies with my kids, and I'm like, guys, can I show you the golden age of kids movies to the point where it still holds up? You know what I'm saying? Like, all this garbage out there, if they try to make a good movie, it has to be animated because for whatever reason, they just can't figure out the old formula of real humans making good kids movies without any subjective suggestions or any of that stuff. So what do I put on? Well, you put on the best, I believe it's Disney. You put on the best Disney movie of with humans in it, not cartoon, but with human Disney movie of all time. That's right. That's I'm so glad you guessed it because it's Heavyweights. Heavyweights is the best, and I say human because we're talking about kids movies, like real people kids movie. It's the best movie. Now, you can't release this movie in 2024 for obvious reasons if you've seen it. Now, if you haven't seen it, go on Disney Plus, find Heavyweights, get some popcorn, some Twizzlers. Do you do Twizzlers? I'm a Twizzler guy. I don't. What's the other one? Red Vines? Disgusting. Absolutely trash. And if you do the black licorice, then our friendship it stops at that point because I don't trust you. Like if you enjoy black licorice, there's a lot of other things that come into question. Your character, are you an honest person? There's a lot of things when you go black licorice. But you do Twizzlers, you do popcorn, you do a Coke float or a Coke. Because you're at home. Hard if you have an icy machine at your house, I'm coming over. So you put on Heavyweights and you watch this movie, and it's right off the jump. It's got last day of school. Everyone's stoked. Jerry misses the bus, of course. Jerry goes home, finds the guy. Now, spoiler alert. I'm diving in on Heavyweights, okay? So you dive in, and he gets home. He's like, what's this random guy here for? And he's like, hey, you're going to camp. And it's kind of like a weight loss camp because he's kind of your boy's big boned, He goes to camp, and it's just February of 1995. Go back. If you were alive back then, go back to February 95. And if you weren't, Google it. Type in February of 1995. And it was just, everything was done in like Instagram used to have this filter called Toaster. I don't know why it's gone because it was the best one. But it was like looking through the filter of like old school Instagram Toaster, like 2012 Instagram. It was perfect. And it's the same creators of Mighty Ducks, so it's kind of got the same vibe. It's got a lot of the characters. It's got Goldberg, he's in there. His name is Josh in Heavyweights. You got, I believe his name is Keenan. He's in SNL now, so it's got a bunch of classic guys. And I didn't know this, but Judd Apatow wrote that movie. No idea. But as I'm watching it, I'm realizing, like, I like to watch, 90s kids movies with my kid and try to point out, like, what sneakers are they wearing, what fashion that kind of leaked through, what streetwear kind of leaked through at that time. And wouldn't you know, I am convinced that movie was sponsored by Stussy. There are so many, there's beanies, there's hats, there's a bunch of shirts, and it was with Stussy in the 90s, right? So it had they had like the old like crown you would wear. It's got that. One of the beanies that I think Keenan wears, it's like the long beanie, like the snowboard beanie in the 90s, and it had like Stussy right up front. Same kind of like script that he uses now, but just a great movie. If you have kids or not, you need to pause this and you need to go to Disney Plus or find a sketchy version on YouTube, and you need to watch Heavyweights. Ben Stiller, it's like one of Ben Stiller's first movies. It's just amazing. His name's Tony. My dad's name is Tony. They make a bunch of jokes about the guy named Tony. And so my cousins naturally are making jokes about my dad and saying, I'm feeling skinny, Tony. Like, there's the guy, what's his name? Lars. He's the best. Anyways, you got to watch it. It's amazing. Couple other things is I found what do you call those things where they're like an old, like you can play old video games on them, but they're not the actual system. And imagine it. What is it? An emulator. Emulator? Might be. Found an emulator on my phone, and you can play like old PlayStation games. Well, I get on. Hot take, run it. I get on what I believe to be the best 2D fighting game of all time. Nope, it's not Soul Calibur. Nope, it's not Virtual Fighter. Nope, it's not Mortal Kombat. My friends, if you have not chosen Tekken to be the best fighting arcade game of all time, like 1v1, stand-up arcade, joystick in the left hand, 3 buttons on the right, then you have made the wrong choice. Because it is Tekken. Tekken's the best fighting game of all time. It's the best. Even, and I don't know, I think they tried to do a Tekken movie and it flopped hard, which, how dare you mess up just one of the best fighting game of all time. But Tekken, I don't know when Tekken came out. I had a PlayStation 1, the gray PlayStation 1, had the flip up lid. You put that. This is when Tekken came in, like the PlayStation ones where it wasn't the CD case. I'm talking about like a rectangle. It was like the size. It was bigger than a VHS case, and you had to like crack it open, and you get the disc. The booklet was like an actual book. This is it. This Tekken, when this came out, it changed everything, right? It's got the roll in. It's got Yoshimitsu. Remember him? He's like the alien samurai guy. You didn't ask questions because he was just awesome. You had Hayachi. He had the wooden sandals, that's my jam, right? But you got to wear socks with him. And I think Homeboy wore socks with him. I can't remember. You had Paul, which was the most ridiculous. He had the tall, flat top on top. Paul was awesome. You had Nina. You had, was Jin in the first one? I can't remember. But the best guy, the best character, and you know this, it was Law. Was he a Bruce Lee knockoff? Yeah, but we all knew it was like, I'm going to pick Bruce Lee in this video game. And he would do the flips. I just kept doing the flips, and he would just come, boom, hit him, and I'd win. It's like the dragon flip. Oh, dude. I don't know if Law was the best character. He was my favorite because I've always wanted to be Bruce Lee. But I think the coolest looking Tekken character that you could pick was King. Now, I'm still confused on if King was an actual Jaguar human or was he a wrestler, boxer guy that put like a like a wrestling mask on. Either way, I loved King. He had the now he had the cheetah head or the leopard head, right? I guess you could unlock different uniforms, but he had like the cut off like pump cover. He had the swishy like nylon like old school Reebok joggers on, and he had like, they kind of look like the Grant Hill. Oh, what company is that? I'll edit it. I'll put it right here. But remember these Grant Hills? It kind of looked like King wore the Grant Hills in the video game. It's just the best one. And I guess there's a re-release of a new one right now. I don't know how they got this collab. The collab doesn't really make sense to me. But you have like the new Tekken with the Foamposite Nike collab, which is unreal. Here it is right here. There's like two colorways. You have like it's kind of like a violet, and then you have like a white one, and it's got like the marble cracking in it. First of all, I don't know any young kids out there buying Foamposites. Usually there are some old heads, and they have them in their closet right beside their Timbs because they're the exact same weight. They're the exact, like, you can, in the snow in New York, you could either wear Timbs, the waterproof ones, or you wear Foamposites, and you can just walk through anything. I don't think they advertise of them being waterproof, but you put a pair on, you're like, I think I could do any all-terrain things in these shoes. But yeah, I thought it was, and then you go Tekken 2, 3, and 4, and you get some random characters. Lee was good. He kind of looked like Lee from Rush Hour. Like, he's like kind of a cop, which maybe that's where they got it from. Now that I think of it, I have no idea. Then you had the wooden Mokujin. I don't know where he's like a wooden. Now, granted, it's like kind of fiction. I don't know why I'm thinking like, why, I can't believe they did this. This is a real person. When you got Yoshimitsu, like in 3, 4, and 5, he has like a lightsaber sword, which just the coolest thing ever. Now, there is an argument that the best fighting game really is Street Fighter. I think I lean more towards Tekken, but Street Fighter is the top two, I would say, top three. You have Mortal Kombat, you have Street Fighter, and you have Tekken, which mine's Tekken. I'd love to know what yours is. Down in the comments, tell me, who do you think out of these three right here, which one do you think is the absolute best 1v1 fighting game? And don't give me the Marvel versus Capcom stuff. It's cute, I get it. You can vote for your favorite comic book character, but let's be serious. These are the real ones. What was I talking about? I don't really know. Oh, yes. I don't know his name. But in Street Fighter, who's the guy? He's got the stretchy arms that can go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that's the noise it would make if it was real. He's got the stretchy arms. I cannot remember his name, but this is him, right? If you picked him, you suck. You're a cheater. You're the guy who I don't want to play with. You're the guy who screen looks before online gaming and we had to split screen in Halo. You're that guy. The guy who screen looks, you pick this guy. But this guy version in Tekken is Eddie. And Eddie was the capoeira guy. He was unreal. But if you picked him and he does the low kick when he does the breakdancing and he low kicks you and you can't defend it. Would you just jump the whole time? If you pick this guy in Tekken or you pick this guy in Street Fighter, you're the split screen looker in Halo. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So, played some Tekken on my phone. It was awesome. Really awesome. It makes me want to get the new Tekken. And maybe they come with Foamposites for free. I don't know. Other news is I was scrolling, as you do. You just get in the Doom world. You're in it and you can't stop. And I get to this article. And I'm like, this is one of those clickbait things, right? I'm like, no way Nike collabs with Legos. You go to the Target, right? And if you're anything like me, you just walk through the Lego aisle. And you're like, I haven't bought Legos in forever. But just maybe I walk through this aisle and there's something that I just got to get. Which I don't understand why Lego doesn't mass produce minifigures and so many different characters where you can just buy one at a time. You want to make some more money? They're filthy rich anyways. But if you want to make more money, I suggest you just do that. But I'm walking through there and I see, I'm like, man, it would be cool if they had sneakers. This is a couple years ago. And then they had like an Adidas like All-Star, it was like a shell toe. I'm like, no one wears that shoe anymore. And that's not even a cool looking shoe. So why get that? And then I'm like, I wonder if anyone's crazy. And now there's some knockoff ones on Etsy you could find. Like there's some breads out there, or just whatever. Maybe some ones. But I'm like, man, if Lego hopped on board, and there's an argument that the government and the powers that be are always listening. And they stole my idea while I was just talking to a friend or just moseying on through Target thinking, man, if Nike made cool Lego kits, that would be so dope. And I'd have to buy 2 or 3. And then I see this article. And lo and behold, right? And so they haven't released any images, but there's a couple that I found like, I guess they're AI generated that are so sweet. And if these were here, I would buy them. The first one I saw was the Cool Grays, the 11s. These are so sweet. Just a classic, right? The next is the Air Force One. I know as a sneakerhead, I'm not supposed to say this, but I guess here's another hot take. I have never owned, nor will I ever own, a pair of Air Force Ones.
What?
I know. Yeah, I mean, you know, Stone Cold's right. I don't like. I know. I just, especially now with the beat up all white ones. Not that I would get to those point, but like it's just. And I know all the older heads. I get it. I watch sneaker collection videos all the time, and they're like, especially if you're a Mayer fan, right? It's like, that guy has every Air Force One you could ever imagine. But I don't imagine it because I don't like Air Force Ones. Now, even the good ones. Drake had a couple collabs. There's the ridiculous Supreme one. I think the only cool Air Force Ones that I was tempted just a little bit were the Gore-Tex ones. They weren't the V-Lone ones. They looked like, but they were, I think, black and orange. And it said like Gore-Tex stitched on the side. Maybe. Or the desert high top ones. And those are ridiculous. But they tempted me a little bit. But I've never gotten an Air Force One. Anywho, that's a Air Force One rant. It's like a Foamposite to me. But even Foamposites are more appealing because, you know, you have the Penny drama where he Sharpied the lines, right? No, you don't play basketball in Air Force Ones. Now, if you go all black Air Force Ones with the gum bottoms, you know what that means. What you gonna do when they come for you? That's right. You play. I don't make the rules. That's just what they are. Anywho, I saw a couple more. The Jordan 1 Chicago ones. These were sweet. Now, this next one, if they make this one, I will get it. It's the Wotherspoons. This shoe, it's got to be one of my top 5 favorite sneakers of all time. But this one, if they come out with the Lego version, got to get the Lego version. And of course, you know, best shoe of all time is the Air Max 1. The OG Air Max 1. And this one. So I would think I would get the Wotherspoons and the Air Force, or how dare you, the Air Max 1s. And they would just be right here. And that's all you'd need because it would look awesome. A couple recent pickups. Let's get into some sneak talk. I think that's what you call it. yeah, we settled in. Sneak talk. Couple of them. I got about 4 recent pickups. Now they're super random and they're not very hype beasty. They're not really like, oh, this is the recent drop. It's nothing like that. But it's my cup of tea and I'm drinking it. The first one I got, these are ridiculous, but ridiculously awesome. Because I've always wanted to be a ninja or a Ninja Turtle. And these are the shoes you have to have, right? Other than the Yeezy sock guys, the diabetic ones, you get these ones. And they're the Nike ISPA, I think that's how you say it, Drifter Splits. These shoes are absolutely ridiculously amazing. They're so crazy, they come with these socks because you can't wear these with regular socks. And heaven forbid you go no sock. Like, I don't know, you're just actually asking for a fight, right? But I saw the split toe. You know what I'm calling these? Here's what you call them. You just call them the Dojo Dela Cruzes. That's what you call them. These, you get the mask on, you get the all black uniform, and you put these on, and then you got the katana in the back, and then you go crazy, and then you got the small one here, which I just thought that was the coolest thing. You'd have 2 swords at the same time. Anyways, I got these. They're ridiculous. And the one thing I realized when I was wearing these is that there's such a gap between your big toe and the other toes that you can't wear them for a long time. They're not comfortable. They look ridiculous and awesome, I think, but your boy's big toe is hurting. Like cartoon vibe, like when you got the gauze wrapped around it, like you hit it with the hammer. That's what it feels like after. Pick those up. I've been looking for these for a while. Are the Air Max 1, the no denims. No denim allowed, I think, something like that. Because I guess you can't wear denim on the golf course. But I don't know this. I'm not a golfer yet. Went golfing with my homies a couple weeks ago, actually, for my boy Tim's birthday. Dude, golfing is a blast. Now, if you're trying to be competitive and awesome, you're just starting out, I think you relax because apparently it's like really, 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 really hard. Because at first I was like, dude, it's just golfing. And then you hit the ball and you're like, I want to hit it right there. And then you hit it and you go, oh, it didn't do anything. In fact, it did the opposite of what I would like it to have done. And so I don't even have a full set of clubs, but it was so fun. I can't wait to do it again. But here's the fit. Here we go. Golf fit. You got the Nike visor. Of course, you only do the visor. I had the Tiger Woods polo collection, golf collection, with the pink. Hey, real men wear pink. And then I went and I got the MMW shorts. They were the zip-off ones, right? So I converted them to shorts. But they got the clip-on towel, dude. Are you kidding me? And then I wore some trash on clouds because it was just swampy out there because it just rained before. But it was a blast. That being said, if the weather's nice, I'm going out to the golf course with these. They're actually a golf shoe. But what's great about it is I love denim shoes. So it's denim on top, and on the bottom, it's like translucent, and it's got like tropical print on the bottom. It's a great shoe. I've been looking for it, and because I like the way the denim wears on the shoe, and it just looks very unique. 2 more I got. I just got some Nike Trail Pegasus. I was with my brother at the outlets, and we were walking through, and for $30, dude. And I'm a dad. I can wear shoes like this. I don't need to impress anybody. And then the last one, last but not least, I've worn these 3 times this week. 3 times. And I always go to the rotation. They were the New Balance Niobium, I think is how you say it. They're like so the front half, you'll see it right here, but the front half is a sneaker, right? Then it has these magnet pull tabs for the 2 straps across the front, like the top of your foot, which are absolutely amazing. Every shoe should have magnetic pull tabs instead of shoelaces. Big advocate. And then the back has a heel strap. So it's kind of like this outdoor sandal. It's got the Vibram bottom, the sole. And then you have the New Balance, I think it's like the Fresh Foam in the middle. This is such a great shoe. And I was looking for it for a while. Then my brother came to visit, and he had the same pair. And I said, I've been looking for these, and I can't find them under $200. And I'm not paying more than that. And I found them on Depop. So shout out Depop. A little sketchy, no authentication kind of program they got. But Depop, I find all the deals on Depop. So these 4 are my pickups for the recent times. I haven't seen anything that I like, and we're going to talk about it. And by the time this comes out, it will be September, and the August drops. First of all, August went the sneaker gods went nuts, and they dropped every shoe in every colorway. We're going to get into some of them, but can I just say this? The majority of them, my opinion, I think we're trash.
What?
I know. You can disagree. Let me know which ones you disagree with as we go into put on the chef hat. Let's go to the kitchen. It's time for August 2024 edition of What We Eatin'. The cooks are in the kitchen. The sneaker designers are getting after it. And I don't even know if they're sneaker designers, because I feel like people are just clicking things. They're just click, click, click. And I don't know. I haven't seen anything that it's like, I have to have this sneaker. I will sell. This is where I'm at. If a sneaker comes out and I have to get rid of like 3 or 4 to pay for that new sneaker, then it's worth it. Then I'm not upset. And I'm like, this is great. I have yet to see any sneaker come out that I'm like, I got to get rid of like 3 or 4 pair to be able to get this one. I haven't. Let's see what we got. First one up is the Clot Adidas Gazelle Bluebird. Now, there's a couple of Clot shoes, not a lot, because I think they go too much into something like I can't wear this. I had the Air Max, the most recent Air Max Clot, and it looked cool. Had the clear top. You remember this one? And so I got it. Well, I call it insulation, but there's no cushion in the shoe. It is just the outside leather and then the vinyl top. And I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll just double sock it. I don't know. Well, dude, the most ridiculous thing happened. Because it has that clear top, it's hot out here. Your boy's feet started getting hot. So condensation would start to accumulate on top of the vinyl part in the toe box. It was ridiculous. And I was like, I can't. We're going to wear these in wintertime. Then my toes get cold. It was a lose-lose. It looked really cool, and I really wanted to keep it, but I just couldn't. Can't do it. So anywho, I'm a Gazelle fan. And a pair of like black and white Gazelles. Great. Forget the Samba hype. I'm not. It's either the Boost Knits or the Gazelles. Those are the two like kind of oi Adidas shoes that I really like. But Gazelles aren't bad. I like Gazelles, but the Clot, this is you know what this shoe reminds me of? And maybe you haven't experienced this yet, but I've experienced, I would argue, too much of this. This kind of looks like you got some friends, they go on a mission trip. The last day is a shopping day, which don't even get me started on that. They come back, and it's like, hey, I got something for you. And it spells out the place that, you know what I'm talking about? This is that shoe. If this bracelet was a shoe, this is a missionary shoe. Mission trip shoe, better said. I'm not eating it. Next one. What else we got? We have the Skepta Puma Forever Black Ice. And I guess the Skepta Nike Air Max, I believe they're oh gosh, 97s, whatever the collab. They might be TNs. I can't remember. Those were great. This one, I don't. Now, I can't tell if the middle of the sole is like a chrome or is it painted white. It looks like they got the white out. Remember the old school, the screw? Some of y'all don't even know what white out is, but it used to be like this little bottle. You shake it up. And if you made a mistake on a paper, you would get white out and you would dab it on there and it would like kind of harden. It was like all the golf. I said golf. All the goth girls used to do their fingernails with white out. Do you remember that? Weird face. Whatever that was, I was there. I remember it fully, but that's just what it was. That whiteout reminds me of the middle of this shoe, and it's just a garbage shoe. He should have gone back to Nike. Better models to pick from. Next one is the Kale New Balance 1906R. Now, I like the 1906. We are running into a problem. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the problem we are running into is the same problem as the beginning of this episode with the Roshi Run and the NMD. And even Ultra Boost kind of ran into that a little bit. This is the same problem. A shoe company finds a model that, a silhouette that they make, and then it crushes. And it does awesome. And some people collab with it, like Action Bronson collab with this shape and this model. And then there's the overstock and just oversaturation of every colorway, every type of material. And it's just like, man, you're ruining a good shoe. Now, I like this shoe. I like the Tiffany kind of green to it. And it almost looks like it's like a ripstop material. This is a dope shoe. It's like the 1906 like Nike SB Tiffany callback. Great shoe. I'm eating this one up. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the next one. You have the Basement New Balance 1906. Again, doesn't look horrible. I think I could do without the chrome heel tab, like the mirror heel. But this isn't a horrible shoe. But again, how many? And I like that, but I really like the black and the silver one. The chrome again on the heel could have done without. But again, we just talked about that's 3 colorways already, and I'm not even covering all the 1906s that came out this month. But I am eating the black and silver one. The white and gray one, it kind of looks like a Skechers. I'm out. Next one. What do we got? We've already talked about this a lot, but they're just... is this a trend? I'm noticing it now. You have the Air Jordan 4 RM. And so this is kind of like Nigel's custom Jordan. But it seems to be this trend where a new model... They kind of throw it out there and see if anyone will bite. And when a few people bite, they just oversaturate the colorway. I don't hate the green. I really do like the black and white. Now, I've never tried these on or seen them in person, so I don't know if I care about the how low it is. Because I had some, what were they? The low 5s, the Neymars, which I thought were dope. But they are just too big on my feet for it to be... I got those skinny legs, the little chicken legs, but they're too skinny. My legs are too skinny, and then you got this bulky shoe, and it's like, this doesn't work. But I think high tops with shorts and long socks, that's always your win as a skinny guy. So I'm eating the black and white one. I think the green one, and the all white one, gross. Next one, what are we eating? Now, I really like this shoe. It's the AMM Air Jordan 3 WYWS. I don't know what that means. I'll be honest with you. Maybe women's? I don't know. Here's the thing. They kind of like the flesh tones, but like dark grays and plum and all that. I like that that's their signature kind of color palette. But my favorite thing when they do a collab is the materials that they choose are just like pristine. Bentley seats. I'm going to try to get this one. This is one of the ones where I'm like, I think this might be the best sneaker that for sure in August, maybe even the last half of the year. I'm eating this one up. Next one, we got the Air Jordan 4 White Thunder. Now, I love a good black shoe with a little couple of white hits. This is a great shoe. I don't think they're doing like the reimagined kind of the shiny. This one looks more kind of like the dull finish, which I liked better, if I'm honest with you. I don't like the Thunders. Black and yellow. Wiz Khalifa ruined that whole colorway. It's just not But this one's not bad. But also, the Oreo's better. And then you go another step, and the Black Cat is better. We can't afford those. And it's like, well, just be patient and wait. Don't get the knockoff version. Get the one you want. Save up for it. Get the Oreo. Better yet, I think it's rumored that the Black Cats are coming out next year anyways. Save your money. I'm kind of eating this up, but I'm not going to sell anything to get it. Like I wouldn't trade very many things for this shoe. It's decent. Next one. What do we got? Okay. Is this the fifth one at this point? Or maybe the fifth one? Did I say fifth? Maybe the fourth one. I don't know, but it's the Kale New Balance 1906 yellow. The blue one I could get down with. This yellow one, it's, again, we're just clicking full color palettes. Like, that's the only thing that's changed is it's the same pattern, same material, same layout. They just clicked yellow, and it's not even the good yellow. So, pass. Hard pass. Next one is the New Balance 1500s, the steel gray. I love 1500s. I think out of the whole New Balance family, the 1500s are my absolute favorite. I have the 1500s. It was like the gray, the hunter green one. It was this one right here. But this is a great shoe. All gray, and I can't tell if that little hit right underneath the N is like a navy blue or like a really like pewter. I don't know. This is a beautiful shoe. In the materials of the New Balance 1500s, this one right here is just, and it's not because I'm getting old. It's because this is actually a good shoe. I'm eating this one up. Next one, you have the Nike SB Dunk Low Safari. If you watch any videos before, you know that my weakness, if you throw safari print on anything, I'm going to be a fan. Then you do an orange behind it. It's kind of got that callback to like a lot of Atmos collabs. And you know I'm a sucker for this one. I like this shoe. Am I buying it? No, I don't do Dunk Lows. It's the same issue I have with the I'm just gonna call them the Jordan, the Bicycle 4s, right? It's kind of the same thing. The bulky low top shoes on some chicken legs. It's not the move for me. But if you're a dunk guy, and especially a Dunk Low guy, I think these are ones you go after for sure. So I'm eating this pair up. Not for me personally, but for the culture. Next is Joey Freshgood New Balance 990 V6. I'm over Joey Freshgood. I'm over it. He's not fresh anymore. It's stale. It's gross. You can't just click select all and then hit not even a good color and just say, yep. Hey, did you review that? Yeah, are you sure? And then someone in the back yells, Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, send it through. This isn't it. This can't be it. Stop giving this guy collabs if he's just doing this stuff. Not buying it. Next one. Now, these are classics. The Nike Air Tech Challenge 2s. This is the Andre. You got to get your Andre Agassi on, right? And you got to have the mullet. You have to have the headband. Remember, you had the headband. There was a camera company, I think, that he just did commercials for. Which tennis and cameras, I don't know where those kind of meet, but he did them, and I'll never forget those commercials right here where he would do the tennis commercial, and it was like, I think it was Nikon or Canon or I don't know. It was a great commercial, but I had no idea why tennis and cameras were together. But the challenge. The Tech Challenge, these are great. It's a classic sneaker. Now, I love, again, the high top tennis trainers, like that kind of world. Even the Air trainers with the strap on the front. This kind of vibe, I'm just a sucker for. I'm eating these up. Next one, we got a couple more, is the Air Jordan 6 Pearls. I'm not a 6 guy. I'm not. Except for the Raptors. Not the Pearls, but the Raptors. I've always wanted a pair. Never got a pair. I love these ones. The retail is probably got to be what, $225 on these? $220? That's ridiculous. Save your money. Gas is getting expensive. Just save some gas. Get some gas. Next one. Now, this is a callback to just when sneaker head culture started to really explode again. This is the KD4. The KD4s went off, and they had the strap across. This is one of my favorite callbacks that Nike has done in a long time. The first couple of signature KD models were unbelievable. But the Nerf ones, you know what they say? It's Nerf or nothing. These were great. Also, how come I don't see good Nerf commercials anymore? I feel like for a time in my childhood, like, all there were Nerf commercials. And I don't know why in my head, I'm thinking of the Nerf commercials that they had and the ammo they used. They don't use this ammo anymore. Remember the long, like, torpedo Nerf bullets darts that they would use? Man, they had like some good impact. I don't know why they don't make them anymore. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? There was the one that had, it was almost like spikes on the front, and you put the darts on all of them, and you would just shoot them, and it would go like in a circle. Dude, that was, I had that one. You'd run the neighborhood with that. But the KD4s are great. The Nerf ones, love them. Next one. These are absolutely beautiful. Is the Nike Protros, the gold medals. Now, I don't play basketball. And I never will because my health insurance is decent. But I don't want surgery, right? I don't play basketball. But all my friends that play basketball love Kobe 4s to play in. All the way up to 10 and 11. I think Kobe's all around. But these, I love them. These are great. Kobe 4, Protros, gold medals. We won the gold medal in the Olympics for basketball. So pick these up. I don't know if they resell anymore. I don't know if Kobe's resell anymore. I think if you have the models and the releases that came out before he passed away or some decent money, but these are just great to have, just in general. Classic. The kitchen's been cooking up. That's a lot of sneakers. But again, you see a trend where New Balance had its real big peak the past 2-3 years. And they are making the mistake of having a couple good models out there and then letting Joey Freshgood touch a pair and just select all, and he just clicks the same stinking color for every little piece of that shoe. It's ruining that. The 1906 is a great shoe, but you get it in 1,500 colorways. It's like, I don't want that shoe anymore. And not because it's comfort, not because it looks cool, just because it's oversaturated. So, New Balance, can we please not let the 1906R be the new NMD? I'm begging you. Guys, I don't know if it's a short episode or what, but getting in the rhythm of doing these more, and hopefully it gets a little bit cooler so we can go back in the studio. But man, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Remember, you can support the show through Cash App or Venmo. It's at Original Josh D. And also, if you're like, man, I want to get something for the show, for the backdrop or the shelf, you can go to our Instagram, and our Instagram is The Sole Reason Podcast. And in the link, there's a link tree right there. You click the link and you hit the Amazon wish list. That's all the stuff that we put there that I think would look so sweet on the podcast. So, love you guys. Love a good Bruce Lee quote. Be like water, my friends. I'm out.
Promise you, you'll be saved. Then challenge. I can't represent challenge.